Hello there, welcome to Pen Positive Conversations second episode.
Hello everyone, thank you.
And that's Usha. And I'm Vinod Narayan. So, we're going to talk about life today. So last time we came and we said that we're going to talk about, she's going to ask me 3 questions, I'm going to ask her 3 questions. We're going to follow that format. So today our topic is life. It's a very simple, small topic. So let's start with it. Last time I think you asked me the first question, so probably this time I'll ask you the first question. Okay. Where was my question? Where? Okay. Yeah, I got it. So, meaning. Is there a meaning to life?
I believe we create the meaning.
Okay.
Because everyone has life, and what we do with it, that's what it makes more meaningful. Does that answer your question?
No, I don't know if there's a perfect answer to it, but I agree with your answer. I don't. So my point of view is that there's no meaning to life. Okay. There's absolutely no meaning to life. The time you're living over here, you could create a meaning out of it, as you said, but there is no bigger meaning to life. That's where I stand.
Okay, to that I would say the way I look at it is life means it's a platform, right? And like I said, each individual creates it, and on that platform what they create, depending on that, it makes meaningful, not to self but also to others.
Right. So if you look at life, I think there's a lot of people who say life is meaningless.
Right.
But among the people who say that life doesn't have an inherent meaning to it, there are different school of thoughts. One would be probably the Sartre way of saying that there's no meaning to life, but you can create a meaning. Your life itself is the meaning and all those things.
Right.
And you go the Camus line of saying that there's absolutely no meaning. You cannot make a meaning. It's totally absurd. So, I don't know.
There are different thought processes. Moreover, I feel life itself is a very vast topic, and to shorten it into 3 or together 6 questions is something very limited, because it's like as you open it, it keeps expanding.
But still we have to live.
Yes.
Right? Short life, but life by itself is a very, very big subject.
Absolutely. Now, I hope it's my turn. Now, since we were talking about life and its meaning, I think my question more or less goes to, when we say, right, we all have heard this quote that when you get lemon, make lemonade. And my question to you would be, how much reality is there in that quote? Because giving motivation and having motivational quotes is one thing. But what is it when you have to live that situation?
Okay. So I think I made a video yesterday and that on the same quote. So
I didn't see that.
Okay, that's fine. So anyway, see, the quote, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, is that when things become tough, when life deals a hand to you, like playing cards, you can't do anything to get dealt a better hand. But you can only play your best game with whatever hand you got.
Right.
And there's no point in blaming the hand and no point in scooting and getting out of the game in the middle. You have to play it. And you have to give the best game that you can.
Got it.
It doesn't have any meaning beyond that, from a sense that it just says that everyone gets lemons. See, you don't look at what happens is that you get lemons means you get dealt with a poor hand. Many people are bothered about what is in the other person's hand.
Okay.
They're bothered that, okay, I've got lemons and they're bitter, they're sour, and the other guy has got oranges which are sweet. But the other person would also have got lemons.
Yeah.
And see, we live in a life of complete comparisons. We compare what we don't have. We don't compare what we have. We compare what we don't have. Always, every time comparison starts with what we don't have and not with what we have.
Right.
And I think such quotes just tells you that it is same for most of the people. Yes, some people get more sour lemons, more lemons, larger lemons, all those things would happen, but at the end of the day, it's not a perfect world.
Yeah.
And it is not a fair world. See, you cannot say, as human beings we create fairness in this world, but the world by itself is not fair.
Correct. Yeah, I agree. And mainly the question to bring was mainly to elaborate on that, because for everyone it may not be the same, but whatever you have with that, what you can do. So yeah, that was a good track to take everyone through.
Next question. I mean, I have a point of view, but I want to know your point. Do you believe in life after death?
No, I don't believe in reincarnation.
Okay.
So
maybe not reincarnation of coming back to this world, but do you believe that there is some kind of life after death?
The way I look at it, it could be philosophical, but because nobody has come after death and told us what happens on that, I always feel that life is a journey, and after that there is another journey, which is death. That's how I look at it. So it's like catching a train, getting off and getting onto the other. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
So
but you're thinking there is a train.
That's how I look at it.
Okay.
That it is another journey.
You don't get down in a platform and go.
I don't think so. There is a stop. Should we believe in that? I don't think there should be a stop.
I mean, we can believe anything as long as till one person comes out and says, "Now, you guys, this is what happens."
If somebody says, like, as I said, nobody has come, but if somebody comes back and says, "Hey, you know what? So and so year I died, and guys, actually, you know what? I'm resting. I'm really resting in peace." That's when I would say that, yeah, actually, you know what? There is a place where you can all rest. But until then, I believe it's another journey.
I think I don't believe there is anything beyond it. It ends here. It's done, finished. But I think a lot of people feel comfort in the fact that death is not the end of everything, because people want to believe, people want to live for eternity. People don't want to die.
See, that opens up what is end to you, because I don't think death is an end.
There's no beginning.
Because even when we say, when I said somebody will come and say, actually this is a full stop, there also I see that it's a rest, like a vacation.
I mean, see, the interesting thing about life and death is that we can start believing anything. We can start thinking that, okay, right, this is how we, and you can have different school of thoughts again, and then believe what it is. But currently, we are at a position when we are trying to beat death.
Yeah.
But at a time when we can't, we are struggling to beat a virus.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
But there is definitely a lot of research being happening, a lot of people thinking, and at least a school of thought, that death by itself is a glitch in a computer program. If life is a computer software or a program, then it's a bug. Death is a bug.
Correct.
you need not die. But that gets into more philosophical questions and what it is, and if no one dies, what happens to if human beings don't die, the planet is definitely going to die.
Well, right now I think we are getting that lesson.
Yeah, so that is definitely going to happen. So the only reality only thing that you know is going to happen for sure is death.
We all
whenever it is. Yeah.
So that is something which is the truth.
Yeah. And at a time like this, I know this is not the topic to be discussed, but it's very important that we talk about these things without being afraid about it. There shouldn't be any taboo towards talking about death, because death it should be a conversation.
I think today's situation actually very clearly explains about it. There is no age, no bar, right? It can come to anybody. I think like how we make ourselves comfortable by looking at things and say like, okay, it's only hitting at this certain age. But then eventually it showed us that, no, it's not the age. There are people who are younger than you or younger than that age with preconditions. Then we keep adding labels to it, right? But the truth is that we have to protect each other irrespective of what age criteria you are at. Having said that, I feel we keep adding ourselves something that will give us an assurance to extend our lifespan, right? But at the end of the day, no matter what, whether you are 104, 120, there is a point where you have to get down this train and go to the next. So having said that, when I go back to your example where you said about the bugs and computer, all bugs are not resolved, right? That's one of the things. All bugs are not resolved. Sometimes you have to live with it and see where it comes when it comes. Sometimes you have a different alternative workarounds, right? So that's how I look at it. Like all bugs cannot be resolved because I'm dealing with it right now.
Yes. It's been, I think, from time immemorial, people have been trying to beat death. The only thing that really interests me is that when you think about death, instead of feeling bad, you feel more appreciative about life.
Yes.
Knowing that this damn thing is going to end someday, you make the best use of it. I think that's only positive way of looking at it, and just taking it as it is. That's how it'll happen. So, yeah.
Did we lose
I don't know.
track?
We lost track.
So I asked you the lemonade question.
I asked you do you believe in life after death?
So that was your second?
Yes.
Okay.
Now you need to ask me.
Okay. Now, since we discussed so much about it, I want to know, what is life to you?
What is life to you? See, I said life doesn't have a meaning, and for me, life, I don't know. See, I didn't choose to live.
Correct, but still.
Now I am making a choice to live, but I didn't choose to be born. I didn't choose any of these things. I didn't choose to be born in one place, to this particular parents. I didn't choose who my siblings are going to be. I didn't choose anything. Maybe I didn't choose anything till a certain point when I started making choices.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
life for me is a set of choices after a certain age.
Okay.
So it is a set of choices, and I think even now, life for me is a set of choices, and the impact of those choices are to me and to people around me and the society.
Right.
And the fact that I can make choice in itself is the beauty of living. And the tragedy is that there's so many people in this world who don't have choices.
Right.
And acknowledging the fact that when I have a choice, the other person doesn't have a choice, makes me look at the world and kind of think, what can I do? I mean, it gives you a sense of responsibility to make the right choices that you're capable of doing.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think that's where life, in a nutshell.
Yeah, and I think none of us had that choice whether I have to be born at this place, to this parent, or this country, those kind of things. Nobody had a choice. But then I'm saying, given a life, that platform, what is to you, and individually it differs. As we discussed, right? People have ways to look at it. Some will be looking at what I don't have, or some will look at it as what I have. Let's make it with it. Again, it goes around the lemonade quote, right? So I agree as what you're saying, whatever you have with that, what you can make, and also having this sense of responsibility and sense of awareness that whatever you make it worth, at least in a way, even if it doesn't help you, at least it shouldn't harm others who are surrounding you, right? So that was my question to you. The second one, what is?
The third one to you, my final question for the day. Yeah. What, in your opinion, is a simple life and what is a complex life? When I say complex life, I'm not meaning complex life form or simple life form like a amoeba versus a human being. That's not what I meant. I meant the life that we are living, right? What is a simple life versus what is a complex life? Does it really matter? Does it really make sense? Is a simple life better for us, complex life? Why? And I mean, anything related to that. What?
For me, the way I look at it, simple and complicated life, for me, I feel it's more complicated when I am in a very happy situation, or I am living a normal life, but I'm not able to help the other one who is actually going through tough time or a complicated time. That I feel itself is a complication, because simple this situation, right? I have a friend who is not feeling well, but I cannot go and help them because of the virus, because of staying at home, because of all of these things that is attached to it. Though I have all the resources, luckily, right, fortunate to have food, water, everything that I need to survive, but I don't know if that person has, or when I try to reach out to them, they didn't eat whole day. That makes me sad. And that time, the only thing I could do was to make this complication a little bit easy is get some groceries, put it at their door so that they can make use of it. So I maintain the policy of social distancing, not touching, not reaching or going out, but at least making that. So that difference is what is for me the simple and complication of life. Another thing I feel is complicated is, as we said, life is very unfair, right? To the one who has so much that it's filling the pot and it's pouring and it's getting out of the top pot and it's getting wasted, as opposed to someone who have nothing in their pot. So that I feel is very complicated. Like, why it has to be so complicated? When we have in abundance, why not it's distributed equally so that people can have what they want to have from life? That's how I look at it, as simple and complication. Because simple living, in that what you need: food, shelter, clothing, basic necessity, which I feel is not very basic and not very easily available if you look around the world to people. This is, we are talking about life, and life is not same.
True. So abundance and scarcity. I've read that, I think Peter Diamandis spoke about abundance mindset and scarcity mindset, and we need to move from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. See, abundance, I think, can thrive when there is simplicity. We overly complicate our lives because we have too many things. If you look at, I mean,
Right.
there's so many things, so many thoughts, so many activities that we ourselves have made it complicated. Now these complicated elements have become part of our life,
Yeah.
and we cannot do without them. Maybe we can, but we're not strong enough to take those complicated stuff from our life and remove it off.
Right.
And if you look at it, very simple life, the need for every human being is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And this world has everything for everyone living in this planet.
Right.
But some people have more, some people are less. But if you don't have an opportunity to gain more, then many industries will fail.
Yeah.
Why would you have enough dress? Why would you want to buy another dress, and then the clothing industry will
Have to shut.
Shut down? Same is the case with shoes. Everything, you need one pair of glasses, maybe two pair of glasses, because if you don't have, if one breaks, then you have to use the other one. But you don't need 100 pairs of shoes.
Right. But then we do, some of us, right?
Yeah, so you have, that's another thing. But then, see, that's what I said, you make it complex and complicated, and we cannot take it out of our life. Then the complicated part becomes part of our life, and the simplicity just is under the rug.
Right. I think yeah, it differs from things in one's life.
Yeah.
Right. So I agree that life is actually very simple. It's we human being make it very complex.
Like they say, love people, don't love things. So yes, now you have one question.
Okay. My final question to you is, if given a choice to you that you can change life in this way, that way, or whichever way you want to, what would you do, or what would be your preference?
No, I would definitely exercise my choice if there is a choice, because I think having a choice is a privilege. In your life, having a choice is a privilege, and we should realize that we have that privilege if we have it. So, see, there are many things that you cannot change in the past, or rather you cannot change anything from the past, but there are many things in the future that you have a choice to change, but you don't do it. You might have done something you might have done something in the past, the impact of which you're going through, and in the future you could make a choice so that the impact would be less.
Right.
Okay, so you could overcome what wrong you did in the past, or you overcome whatever you did in the past. You could do that. Some people make that choices, some people don't make that choices. Someone who went to school, did not study, they didn't do anything, and then down the line they felt that was not right, and then they restart the life. See, as long as we are in this world, we have an opportunity to start again on any ground, and that itself is a big thing, having that opportunities to start over. But not everyone has that, because some people find it very difficult to start over.
Right.
And the burden of the past is too much. So it's not a question of if I have a choice to change. I think if I have, say, 15-20 years ahead of me, I can make a lot of choices and have that life the way I want.
Okay.
So
what would you do?
I would make the choices, and I think I am.
Okay.
I think I'm living my life based on the choices, and I'm making a choice today. Tomorrow that might be a wrong choice. Then I might make another choice. I mean, you can't always make the best choices for your life. You will.
So I would like to interrupt you there.
Yeah.
My main reason to ask this question is basically to bring this out, that there is no right or wrong, and you have choices, make the choices, and if you believe it's wrong, restart again. So there is opportunity to restart. There is nothing as called end as end. As I said earlier, for me, I feel death is another journey. So until you don't get onto that journey, you have opportunity to restart and rework on things that you want to. That's what I wanted to come up with this last question.
Yeah. But for me, you can make only choices as long as you're alive.
That's why I said that journey.
Yeah. So you can't say that, okay, right, I'm not going to make any choices right now. Let it go as it is, and in the after death, that journey, I'm going to work that out.
Yeah, that.
And I think a lot of people believe that, because what you do now impacts your life after death. I mean, I don't think that makes sense. It can give people a sense of comfort and all those kind of stuff. Nothing more than that. At least for me.
No, that's how it is, right? I think like hell or heaven, everything is here. That is in this journey, which is called life. And death is another journey, which when we get on, we get on. I don't know if we have an opportunity there to have similar video and explain, in this new journey, what I'm doing.
But you're finding it very difficult to just put a full stop at the point of death, saying that there is nothing beyond that. That's because you're having that problem to say that there's nothing beyond that. For me, it's a dog dies, a cat dies, a bird dies,
right?
A human being dies.
Yes.
You don't think what is going to happen to the bird after it dies? Then why should we bother about what is going to happen when the human being dies?
No, see.
There's no journey. That journey, this journey, doesn't make sense.
For me, the way it says is, you stop thinking, right? After death, it's done. But then what makes you think that it is done?
Because we have that ability to think. That is a whole different thing. That is part of our evolution. We've got this ability to think. The moment we got the ability to think, we started looking, life, that is what this is. Death, that is. Till then it was animal instinct, because you can make out that there is danger. There's no death, there's danger. Now you're talking about death, you're talking about after death, you're talking about many other things. You constructed God, you constructed religion, you constructed all these things.
Different topic, I believe.
No, at the end of the day, when death comes, for me, what I'm saying is that it's a full stop. And
what I'm saying
there's no journey after that for me, is what I'm saying.
No, that's why I'm saying, like, if it's a full stop, it's a full stop.
Yes.
It's a vacation, you can call. It's a full stop, it's a rest in peace, you can call. Or you can think that it's a journey which nobody knows about it, right?
Nobody knows.
It's like a dead end where we don't know what it is. We cannot go in there to see and come back and say, hey, actually death is this, right? Until science proves that. The way I look at it is, life is a journey. After this, when death comes, we'll embrace that. We all will have to take it or not, embrace it and move on. Move on in the sense, if it's, as I said, full stop, then everybody will be resting there.
But
you might see some of your friends, your relatives who have left the journey of life and are in death phase. Probably you will see them, they are at rest.
That's again, you're trying to create a world after death. You're saying that it might be, but because we are so much, if we say there is nothing, people feel bad about it. That's one problem.
I don't think there is a bad anything if there is nothing.
No, it's not. When you say that there's nothing over there, because what happens is that death is such a big issue for people, that thinking that is a full stop actually it's a major disaster for people, because they don't want things to end that way. And now that comes to the point of having peace with death. See, when you're talking about life, death will come into the picture of discussion, and having peace with death. You don't make peace with death thinking there is a journey after death. You make peace with death because of the life you have lived. So for a person who is not happy and who have lived a life that is totally unhappy, and they've not done anything, they've never made choices, they've not done it. For that person, it is very difficult to have peace at the time of death, thinking that the journey after this is going to take you somewhere. Because that's where it is.
I would like to contradict there, because what I feel is, if suppose somebody is so unhappy with the life and then death comes, it's actually a good thing for them. Like, you know what, finally it ended. Right? So it can go this way or that way. There is nothing stops to anybody to think this way or that way, because there is no right or wrong, as we say. Secondly, when you say about peace, that's also people's choice, right? Some people feel, and another thing, when you say about peaceful death, I know there was one time a discussion with one of the friend and myself. We were discussing, and the question came to me was, Usha, if death comes and knocks at your door at this point, what would you do? And I said, I will happily open the door and embrace it. And I asked them the same question, and they said, no, I don't want to die now. I want to see my grandkids married. I want to see their children. And this will go on and on. So that is something called where you don't want to, or you want to peacefully die. That will take you forever, and nobody is going to be here forever.
Yeah, so right? I think that question, if you ask me, for me, there are many options. I will go to the back door and run from there, or I will fight death till death, because I'm not going to give way that fast. Because
it's not giving. See,
I'm not going to embrace what comes from the door.
That's again, right? Giving up. It's not giving up. When I look at it,
I didn't say that.
No, I'm saying what you're saying based on that. What I feel is, if it comes, because I have accepted the life in way where after life there is death, and it's the fact. So I have no hesitance in accepting that fact, and if that has come to me earlier at certain age, I have to take it, and I will take it with happiness, because I don't think I will run away. But if there is a battle between life and death, then I will definitely give my try to keep the life. And this I always.
There's always a battle.
There's always a battle.
Yeah, till the last moment, there's always a battle between life and death.
Of course, if
you're always a fighting.
If it's an accident,
anything, you don't even know. There is a fight. Always there's a fight.
See, that has to be there, right? If there is no fight, then what's?
Yeah, so you don't. So that question itself, if the door opens, you'll fight it.
See, that's a different thing, right? What I'm trying to say is, death is a fact. When death comes to you, you will. It's not that, oh, I don't want to, and I think that is where you will say not so peaceful death.
No, I don't want to is not the thing, right? I think we will keep talking about, because
yeah, this is going beyond. That's why I said life is a very, very vast topic. It cannot be.
Yes, but that's a topic that you can definitely fight for. Life and death you can fight, and we are not going to come at a conclusion. So we'll probably end this here, and you guys can have the discussion with your spouse or your friend and reach a conclusion. No, you can't. You can't reach to conclusion.
It's a cycle.
Yes. So, yes. What else? Okay. So we will catch you next time with another very simple topic that we can discuss.
Yes, I would prefer to come with a simple where we can.
Like life and death.
It's vast.
Okay.
But thank you.
Take care.